Hi, Harper here. I'm doing this little video for my sister Carol, who was a little upset on Christmas because she tried to make some Duchess potatoes. I didn't even know what Duchess potatoes were, so I had to look them up for myself. So she swears that she's never going to make these potatoes again, and they really are pretty. So I'd like to help her out with some tips and some hints to help her be successful so she can try them again. The first thing you need to do is put on a super cute apron. Yes, you need to put on a super cute apron, and that's going to give you confidence. Another thing, got to pour yourself a nice little glass of vino, all right, to get you started. So, little shortcut, what I like to use, they're not really fake potatoes, but they're real potatoes, but you don't have to do any of the work. So I'm using those. And I put them in the microwave for, sorry about that, for 2 minutes. I want to get them heated up a little bit. Normally you would cook them for like, I don't know, 4 minutes, maybe 5. I'm going to put them in a bowl. And let's see how this goes. Okay, so you empty that. And I'm going to take some cream cheese, okay? And I cut the cream cheese in half. I'm gonna stick that in a bowl, the same bowl. And the recipe called for a stick of butter. I think that's a little much. So I melted the entire stick of butter. I have the pastry brush for when I'm finished. I'm just gonna pour maybe, I don't know, 1/4 of that in the bowl, and then I'm gonna mix it together, not too much. You don't want it to get gummy. Just want to incorporate it together. There we go. And don't forget your salt and pepper to taste. Oh, probably, I don't know, 1/2 teaspoon of each, maybe. Not too much, not too little, to your liking. You know, always taste before you actually serve up. Okay, mix that again. Whoops, what's going on there? Must have pressed the pause button. Maybe a little bit more butter. And the final thing that you're going to add, it's really going to make them come together, are 2 eggs. One recipe called for 2 egg yolks. The other one called for 2 eggs. So I figure, well, I'll use an egg and an egg yolk. Best of both worlds. You want to make sure that the potatoes are not hot when you do that, because you don't want to cook the eggs. Whoops. Got this mixer last year for Christmas. Still not real sure how to use it. Let's see. Go. That looks nice. It looks about right, because you got to put it in a piping bag. And there you have it. I'm going to give that a little taste. If I were having guests, I wouldn't have done that. That is perfect. All right, so got my piping bag ready, and I'm going to grab a spoon. Should be kind of like paste, not taste like paste. Put it in the piping bag. I saw one video on YouTube where the lady just took an ice cream scoop and scooped it out and plopped it on the cookie sheet And that was fine. It had like just a bunch of mounds. And then she took a spoon and made a divot in the middle. And then you can freeze those. That's fine too. The only problem with that is that they're not as pretty as these. And I think if you're going for special effect and pretty, you gotta use the piping bag. All right, so I got most of that in there for the most part. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my cookie sheet, and you could use a silk pat or you can use a parchment paper. And I'm going to make little flowerets. So let's see. Oh no, I am not a baker of any kind or bake cakes and do all that pretty stuff with these piping bags. So this is kind of new for me too. Sorry. Hands are getting kind of greasy. And close the piping bag. Make sure my hands, it's always nice to have that glass nearby. Put the piping bag down inside, have it ready. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze out a little bit. Whoops. You don't see what's happening. Should I even show you? Ta-da! Came out of the top. Don't do as I just did. I guess I should, like I said, I'm not real practiced with the piping bag. Oh, there goes the doggies. I'm barking at something. All right, let's give this another try. Maybe my sister was right. It's really hard. All right, let me see if I can pipe these. Oh, there it goes again out of the top. I guess I put too much in there. And you pipe it. Well, kind of like what she experienced. There we go. Okay, there, you're gonna pipe it around in a little circle. And you pipe. And if it gets stuck, what I'm doing is just squeezing the stuck part in there, get it going again, because you can always put that back. And I think if I did this again, I'd make it a little thicker. If you need to make it thicker, just have some instant potatoes on hand. Stick that in, whip it up, all right, and you'll have it. And there we go. And there are the little Duchess potatoes. You could freeze these or you can put them in the oven. If I'm going to do that, maybe if you want to, a little bit, and I'm not going to touch these because they're so delicate, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of butter on top to make it nice and golden brown. Okay, so I'm going to stick that in the oven for about 10 minutes and I will be back with the final result.